Our dream beach house hit a nightmare. I recently moved into a new house with my best friend. We had been saving up for a while, as it was a dream of ours to be housemates ever since high school. After searching for a few months, we finally stumbled upon this picturesque house. The interior was just newly renovated. It had marble countertops, floor-to-ceiling windows, and an amazing balcony with a view of the sea. It was absolutely perfect and everything we could ever dream of. The perfect beach house. There were numerous viewers of this house, such that when we put in our offer, we never thought we'd actually get the house because it was too good to be true. The owners were an elderly couple who took good care of the place and were such kind souls. When we finally got the call from the agent saying that the house was ours, my best friend cried, which said a lot because I've never seen her cry before. But what we didn't know was soon to come and get us. After a few months of getting the final touches done and finally moving into our new home, everything was absolutely perfect until it wasn't. At night, we would hear a creaking noise, but we ignored it, thinking it was just the wind. However, a few days later came the smell. We thought maybe it came from the sea. We thought wrong, as it only got worse. It made the walls and air smell of decay. We had no idea what could cause that smell because there was only the both of us in the house, and neither of us brought in anything decomposable. After 2 more weeks, as summer was nearing and the temperature increased, the smell only got worse, becoming absolutely unbearable. We had no choice but to investigate where the smell was coming from, and fricking hell, it came from our storeroom. That was suspicious and worrying, as we never put any foot in there and nothing was leaking. Perhaps there was a dead animal, a rat or something under the metal rack where we stored our stuff. So we removed the metro rack, but imagine our horror when there was nothing there. Nada? That was until my best friend noticed a crease in the wallpaper, which we didn't remember being there when we bought the place. I tapped on it, and it appeared hollow, and the wood under it creaked a bit, like it wanted to give way. The nearer we got, the worse the smell. Finally, after pushing it a few more times, it cracked open, revealing an enclosed room. The smell was so much worse. It felt like I was blown in the face by it. A second later, what seemed like hundreds of FLIs flew out of there, causing us to scream and gag. It was utterly disgusting. When we peered through the hole and saw what was on the other side of that wall, I puked right on the spot. It might have been the most horrific, gut-wrenching sight I had ever seen. I could only make it out as 2 human corpses that looked like they were eaten from the inside out. Their faces melted off and the skin slimy, almost translucent and peeling off slowly while it decayed. There was barely anything left to see inside their bodies because they were being eaten out by thousands of maggots, still crawling inside their almost hollow and concave bodies. Their bodies just sat together on a set of rocking chairs, holding hands and slowly rocking like a story of endless but twisted love. We ran out of that house immediately after processing what we saw, calling the police as we ran. We stayed with my parents for a while because how could we ever step foot into that house again? When we heard back from the police days later, we were informed that the 2 bodies identified were that of the sweet elderly couple, who were the original owners of the beach house. What the hell ever happened for them to end up in that position? In that house? In that state? Was it true love that drove them to madness? Or was it something more sinister?